20-degree lines. So I'll select this endpoint and enter 8 for a length and 45 degrees for my angle and hit apply. I want to point out that for this line I entered my length and angle prior to sketching my second point. With the length and angle values input, Mastercam X had enough information to locate the second point for me. To illustrate the flexibility of Mastercam X, I'll create the 120-degree line by sketching its start and end point and then entering the proper length and angle. So I'll go ahead and select this end point here and stretch it somewhere out on the screen and click. I'll select 8 inches from the drop down in the function ribbon bar. Notice how your inputs are remembered. I'll then type 120 degrees and hit enter. My live entity display updated. It looks good, so we can apply. Next, I'll draw this horizontal line 4.975 inches in the Y. I'll click here to enter horizontal line creation and sketch my line up on the screen. I'll enter 4.975 to place it, but this time I'll hit the OK button. Up to this point I've been hitting the apply button. The apply button completes your creation and keeps you in the function. The OK button completes your creation and exits the function. There are many ways to exit functions: hitting the OK button, using the escape key, or simply selecting another function, all of which are correct depending on your intentions. Next, I'll use the create line parallel function to go ahead and complete the part. So I'll select create line parallel from the drop down. My dynamic prompt is telling me to select a line, so I'll pick my 45-degree line. My dynamic prompt is now asking for a placement point, so I'll pick here. Now I'll go ahead and create the other parallel line. At this point, my geometry creation is complete, and all I have to do is just trim it up. Here's the trim icon. I'll select Trim Divide. Trim Divide works differently now. It will trim entities that physically intersect back to their intersection. So watch as I trim this up. These entities don't physically intersect, so I'll go into Trim to Entity mode and trim them up. My part is now complete up to this point, so I'll hit OK to exit. Next, I'll give our geometry some 3D depth. But before I move on, I want to talk about the Mastercam X pre-selection method. New for Mastercam X is the ability to select geometry at any time before or after entering a function to perform. For example, if I want to delete an entity, I can either access a delete function and then select what I want to delete, as in previous versions, or I can pre-select my entities and then hit the delete button. I can even use the delete button on the keyboard now. So let me demonstrate. Here's the delete button. My prompt has asked me to select entities. I'll pick these. Now I can either hit enter or the green end selection button on the general selection ribbon bar to execute my function.